Russia has been continuously warning its neighbors, Finland and Sweden, of joining the NATO, as both of the countries are signaling to be a part of the alliance after the invasion made by Russia in Ukraine. Some days back, the Russian Foreign Ministry has warned the two countries about the consequences of joining NATO. The spokesperson of Russian Foreign Ministry Dmitry Peskov also said that if Finland and Sweden joined NATO, Russia will look to rebalance the situation to ensure its own security. But now the news has come that Russia has violated the Finnish airspace. According to Finnish Defense Ministry, a Russian army helicopter violated Finland's airspace on Wednesday as the country mulls an increasingly likely NATO membership bid. According to the reports, the aircraft was a Mi-17 helicopter, and the depth of the suspected violation is about 4 to 5 kilometers into the airspace of Finland. This is the second Russian airspace violation this year, following a previous one in April, both of them coming in the wake of the war in Ukraine. Before that, a civilian transport plane belonging to the Russian army briefly violated the airspace of Russia on April 8. Recently, Russian military vehicles carrying K-300P Bastion P coastal defense missile systems heading toward the Finland's border. Meanwhile, an announcement was made by NATO that two multinational naval groups of 16 ships, led by the Royal Navy of Netherlands, will be patrolling the Baltic Sea coastlines of Poland and Estonia in order to maintain a credible defensive capability. The experts are continuously issuing the warnings that Finland and Sweden would likely be subjected to Russian harsh reaction of interference as they consider whether to join NATO alliance as a deterrent against aggression from their eastern neighbor. 4 Russian fighter jets violated Swedish airspace in early March near Sweden's strategically located island of Gotland in the Baltic Sea. And on Friday, a Russian spy plane also crossed the Swedish border near a naval base in the south of the country. Hostile acts such as cyber attacks are also considered likely, according to analysts, although they said that the risk of a military attack was low. A large majority of Finnish MPs and the public are in favor of joining the Atlantic Alliance, and Finnish President Sauli Niinisto is to announce his personal stance on the issue on May 12. Finnish Prime Minister Sanna Marin said Wednesday her government's decision would be made quite soon and could come within days, according to Finnish media. Finland was ruled by Russia for 108 years before declaring independence in 1917. It fought off a Soviet invasion during World War II before a peace deal saw it cede several border areas to Moscow. The Nordic nation remained neutral during the Cold War in exchange for Soviet guarantees not to invade. Sweden is set to join as another historically neutral new entrant to NATO. Public opinion in Finland and Sweden is in favor of joining since Russia invaded the Ukraine on February 24, 2022. Recently, President Vladimir Putin has also threatened about the consequences and said that he will move Russian nuclear weapons to the nearby Baltic Sea region in retaliation. Many statements from the Russian officials show a warning behavior. A Russian lawmaker warned last month Finland would be asking for the destruction of their country. Senator Vladimir Jabarov said the move is a terrible tragedy. It is not the first time that Russia violated the Finland's airspace. Russia previously violated Finnish airspace on April 8, the first time this year. All this happened after a news broke out that a Finnish nuclear provider terminated a contract with Russian state energy firm Rosatom for the delivery of a power plant. Fennovoima warned the invasion of Russia in Ukraine has increased the risks for the project, which was set to generate around 10% of Finland's electricity needs. The Russian Foreign Ministry has warned the two countries about the consequences of joining NATO. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov also said that if Finland and Sweden joined NATO, Russia will look to rebalance the situation to ensure its own security. As further thinking of general public of both European countries, the polls show that more than 50% of Finland's public support joining the Western military alliance NATO. A similar kind of poll was conducted in Sweden, which showed that those in favor of NATO membership outnumber those against. Under this pressure, Finland and Sweden have agreed to submit NATO applications at the same time, which is expected to happen in the mid of this month. The consequences of this agreement could be very alarming, as Russia never wants the presence of the Western military alliance in his neighbor countries. as this will be a major security threat for Russia, because according to Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty, an attack on one NATO state is considered an attack on all, resulting in retaliation from all members. This was the only reason that Russia recently invaded Ukraine, because Ukraine was also showing its interest in joining NATO.